So I thought I'd tell a story about like a time someone forget. It was just a fucking funny story about forgetting shit. And so here it goes. All right. So I'm from a small town called Mount Morris, New York, which is 35 minutes south of here.
Yeah.
Home of, or the birthplace of Francis Bellamy and the home of Bob Lonsberry. He's got a nice family. It's weird because everyone always asks me about him. Like, you know that asshole? I'm like, yeah, dude, I like this kid. His kid was a great under me anyway. So I had a different high school life compared to a lot of people when I talk to them because in a small town, you're either in the in crowd, which is the crowd of kids that is like born into that town 3 generations deep. You know what I mean? The grandpa parents hung out with each other. Then you have the regular in crowd, whoever, and then you kind of have the out crowd. And I was definitely in the out crowd. But what happens when you're in the out crowd is a lot of the kids don't finish graduating school. A lot of my friends, I was the only one out of all my friends from home. I'm the only one with a high school diploma and a college diploma, but a high school diploma. Most of them got their GEDs when they went to jail. And they would get in trouble. Like a lot of my friends were like that. And you know, growing up, once you get older. Anyways, long story short, I'm talking about the best summer of my life. Before the Navy, before college, anything. It was the summer of my junior to senior year, which is the way it should be, God damn it. And the crazy stories, but here's one. I had a friend named John Husey, he's still one of my good friends. When I met John Husey, I was 16 years old, he was 23, 24. He had just gotten out of prison for doing armed burglary and attempted vehicular manslaughter. He tried to rob his buddy's house. His buddy fucked him over. He tried to rob his house, and when the dude tried to stop him, he tried to run him over with his car. And he did like 3 to 4 and did like a year of shock camp or something. I don't know, but I don't know why my parents weren't more concerned. Like they were really cool with it. I'm like, I got it. So he was dating this other friend of mine, Nicole Eller. I haven't seen her in years, but they had this apartment up on Hopkins Street, which is a street I hung up on, and we were all kids. A lot of the kids up there were, you know, lower income. Used to call it the ghetto of Mount Morris. You know, a lot of them were, you know, black or Hispanic, so it felt cool for me being a little white kid to go up there, and you could get drunk. Like, I would skip school, go there, and, like, get drunk with, like, 40s of malt liquor and smoke pot. It was regular. And that's where I learned how to buy, sell, you know, package up drugs. That's where I learned how to party and everything. So this one summer crazy, Nikki, his girlfriend, leaves for a weekend to go visit her father, who is in prison in Maine. And so John goes, let's throw a party. I had thrown a party like 2 weeks prior when my parents left, and it fucked shit up. And we were like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So we decided to go all out. We got a bunch of money together, got like a couple of cases of Natty Ice because we were like hardcore. And we made stupid Jello shots out of like McCormick's, the cheapest vodka we could buy. The whole thing. So we threw this party at his studio apartment. Now, my friends Mitchell and Nick and Jose, they all grew up, they were across the street in all their mom's houses. And we're over here. And we're drinking, all of a sudden, all riffraff starts coming in. And so it's getting crazy. They had the idea before, and I didn't do this shit. They wanted to make it a toga party because they thought like really hot chicks in Mount Morris would show up for this and go. And so they made these cheap togas out of their bed sheets and stuff and got really hammered. And they're really fucking drunk. And also these 2 guys, and they were the 2 guys who fucked this up, fucked my party up actually. It was weird. They start wrestling around in the kitchen. And they start fucking going at it, and then they start going rougher and rougher, and before you know it, it's a fight. They got a fight in the kitchen. And we try to break it up, but there's nothing that's going to break up these dudes. My friend Busey goes, fuck it, I'm calling the cops. He runs across the street to Mitchell's house, dials 911. We didn't think he was. We thought he was faking it. Everyone books it out of the house. Everyone books it out of the house besides, like, I'm thinking he's faking it. I see Mitchell's passed, like, on the ground in his little toga. And I'm like, Mitchell, there's a fight happening. He's like, where did the fight happen? I was fucking him. I was like, well, after you fucked that 16-year-old girl. And he was like, what? I fucked a 16-year-old girl? I'm like, yeah, dude, right before you sucked Pusey's dick, dude. And he really was like, I sucked Pusey's dick. And he's just laying on the ground motionless. All of a sudden, we're sitting there, still, John comes over like, dude, fuck, I haven't believed that he sucked your dick. And he's like, really? And he starts, all of a sudden, cops come flying up the street. And Pusey's hammered too, and he looks at me and he's like, dude, I forgot I really called the cops. So we have to drag Mitchell. They come up there. Mitchell's half-naked ass is in the middle of street with a toga. The cops go there. 5 or 6 drunk 18-year-olds not being able to move. And my friend QC, 23 years old, who came up with the story that his brother and his wife came to visit. And somehow, amongst a couple of drinks, some bikers showed up and started crawling. And here's a good story. We always forget about that until QC fucks with you, and then you go, well, at least I didn't call the cops on myself.